Hello and welcome to this edition of Saturday Chat with me, Big Scott 35. I'm back. I know it's been gone a couple of weeks. Got some messages. Everything's good. My computer took a poop, and then I got it back. And then I went out of town went back to Virginia for my nephew's wedding, beautiful wedding last weekend. So I just decided to just take a couple weeks off. I'm in my 7th year, I think, of doing this. I've done over 900 videos. I have taken time off once before to contemplate if I want to keep doing it. This was not that. This was just collecting thoughts, continuing what I was doing. It is crazy at my work right now. We're really busy. They got me working not a lot of hours if I don't want them, but it's more of I don't know which time I'm going in from day to day. A lot of times people taking off because it's nice and just need coverage. And just been doing this for so long with this company. This is when having experience sometimes getting away because then you're asked to do things because you had the experience to do it. So, and I have a yes problem when it comes to work, but I like to I like my job, and so it's not a bad problem. So great place to work, and nobody there watches these videos. Sometimes the supervisor does, but I really truly love my job. But you got to work somewhere. That's what I always say. You got to work somewhere, and I'm glad I work there. I've had some bad places, left a bad place to come here, so glad to be there. But I've been watching videos, seeing some things. One thing I did come to mind, I think I'm going to come back a little bit. I started speaking my mind a little bit before, a little bit more freer. I think I'm going to continue that, probably even more. But I really want to be about the cards, right? It's so much about drama and who says what and what's collecting and what you collect. I love to hear what you collect, but not, putting down others while you're collecting it or, whatever. I bought a few things. I got a stack. We'll do one Wednesday. It'll be 3 weeks worth of cards, and this is all it is. So this is Sport Lots and couple of cards from Mike O. And I did open up one thing. I keep talking about retail versus hobby this year, or last couple of years. If you can't afford hobby and you still want to open stuff, I'm telling you, retail might be where you might get the best bang for your buck. I bought a the collector's edition. I bought 2 total now. I think I've gotten one from Target and one from Walmart, and I've done very well in both of those. Then I got the flagship edition, which I don't understand because it has archives in it. No, not archives, heritage in it. But man, I did really good in that one. That's a Costco exclusive. And I really did. That one doesn't come with a pin, but it does come with a specialty card in it, which I believe I got Bryce Harper in that one. And it comes with an oversized card. So I did get a Bobby Witt oversized, and then I got this Mananga or whatever cup card, which will be going up for sale. So I feel like that's just, I wish I opened up more other stuff so I could tell you more, about Panini, or because, football and basketball is just ludicrous prices. But baseball has gone up as well. And flagship has come, like I've talked about it before, it's come down where it's at least, but you have almost the same percentage of hitting autographs in retail as you do in the hobby. And I feel like per number of cards, you get more color, right? Because a lot of retail has special inserts that make you want to buy it. And I feel like there's something there. And a lot of them are non-numbered, but they're shorter printed than some of the numbered ones. You have to look at the percentages on the side of the box. So I just wanted to touch on that because I went out of town. I always hit the places up there just to see. I did buy some non-sport, did really well on that as well. I've had some fun, not buying a lot. I just pick up a blaster or something, when I go in and they have it, but not going crazy. I haven't been really buying anything on eBay or anything. Been more looking for gifts and stuff, trying to get ready for the national. So yeah, I mean, and I guess the people are waiting on me to speak on a little bit on the national, because it seems like people have taken the road to the national, and there's several people doing it now, and I'm going to continue to do it. I'm sure I'm not the originator. It's not my place to get mad, but it just seems like certain people don't have original thoughts, and just floating around in my head who that could be, that one of them. And the other person I don't really know that was brought to my attention, but the road to Strongsville, road to whatever, it's just a catchphrase. It's whatever. I stopped kind of doing the tip thing last year. My thing to the road to the national. Here's my thoughts. I want to know more about what people are looking to do at the national, right? We always want to hang out with our friends, but I've gone there when I didn't know anybody. The first couple of times I went, I wasn't doing this. I didn't watch YouTube videos, so I didn't know anybody. None of my friends collected. For the longest time, it was the week I was on vacation, so with the family. So I didn't go until I moved to Iowa. And in the first year, I went on vacation. Then my parents are a little older, and we stopped doing it. So I started going to Chicago, and I didn't really think much about it. Again, wasn't watching much YouTube. I did watch a little bit before my first one. Here's a thought. So the first one I go to, right, I walk in at Chicago, and I'm like, I do the, oh my gosh, right? Kid on Christmas morning seeing his gifts under the tree, right? And how big and massive it was. This was before they opened it up to the carpet. This was before they moved. If we remember 2000, what year? So odd numbers, 2019 maybe. I don't know. I just saw a picture of 2018 at Cleveland, and I was at that one. So 2017 is what it was. Was my first one, and it was massive to me. And now, and I've been asking, probably for 5-6 years now, what's too big? And I think we're going to find that out this year. And that's more about what I want to talk about. The massive size, how many people. Me and my friends last year couldn't stay across the street. That started being a thing last year, and that was the plus of going to Chicago. So I want to know more about that. And, talking to people like Carlos and Brandon Bobbles of Ball Cards and people like that, I'm starting to understand more and more and other people, why not going is also like very understandable. The staying there is very expensive. Luckily, we got an Airbnb, but it's not free. It's still cheaper than the hotel room for a week. But we were going to sacrifice some money to stay across the street. But we started looking the week of last year, and it was already booked up for if we wanted 2 rooms, it was already booked up. So, and I believe that was with dealers and, all these people come with massive groups of people to hawk their wares, tops. And, these PSA and all these people coming with 50, 60 people in their group, working for them. Really, that eats up a lot of space. And, people forget about that, I think. And it's not just how many people are staying there, because I know there's quite a few people that are rather went to other local shows, or Strongsville, which is becoming, I don't even know if that's legitly being a designation show as much as like Dallas or Philly show or Burbank is, but it's becoming one. And, I said before, as those shows grow, I think it will take away from the national. But the national has, if you're in Chicago, it's in such an area where it's just so many people within driving distance, which could mean different things to different people. My driving distance would be, 3 hours probably. And, so it's not, it's a good spot for that. And we've gotten very Chicago for people that have been going, for a while. And I put myself into that. I didn't, but last couple of years, for people put me in a category as somebody that's been going for a while, with some knowledge of what's going on. And, we got very, used to it being where we could stay across the street. I've done it several times, and I've stayed 1 year away from there, and it's pluses to that too, which I will go over in some shows. So make sure you tune in on Sunday nights. Let's talk. So, I'm looking forward to this whole adventure. I want to see what it brings this year. I'm excited to see what it brings. I'm excited just to get ready for it. And I'll touch on some things, and when I do, and I see it in other videos, I will bring up those videos. Like one, I haven't watched it today, but I've seen the headline, and me and him have talked about this in the past, and I'm hoping to get him on one Sunday night. I know nights are bad for him as Eric those back pages. I would really, he's one of, he is, I call him the president, or he's the first guy on the first car that comes through the parade. He is the head of it. He's been going quite a while. And, about saving up, and not, starving yourself to, card wise, not food wise, but not buying cards. And I do have some thoughts on that. I'm looking right there at the episode, which I'll probably watch after I get off of here, because that is a very interesting premise, right? I'm always looking. If there's a good deal, I try to get a one-on-one David Wright. Fell through today, but that was gonna be a pricey, material, top sterling auto. It was a beautiful card. Didn't know it was 101 until after I bid on it, but even then, it was so beautiful. Chunky patch. It was a beautiful card. I love Sterling. It's becoming one of my favorite cards. I was looking at a Bowman Sterling I put up for sale on one of my sites. No name guy, but very beautiful card. Just very. If it's a nice signature too on it, it just pops. Uh, but yeah, that's how I am, and I've already started a list of what I'm looking for. And I will go over in depth like my thoughts, how it's really changed, how the Philly show kind of changed way my thinking. And it wasn't because it was the Philly show; it just happened to be at that show. Um, about how I go to what I'm doing at shows. Not necessarily going for vintage, and I'll talk more about that later at a later date because I'm a collector. I don't pigeonhole myself into this, that, or the other. If I like it, I got it in my money in my pocket, and I like it enough to add it to my collection. That's what I'll do. Um, and move on and wait. And I have started working a little bit more. I stopped. I think I brought it up before. I get a little personal here sometimes where, I talk about my personal life a little bit. And, I have been working a little bit. I work today, Saturday, and I'm going to be working a little bit more just to put a little bit more money in the coffers. Uh, I have all my bills. Uh, I have my car loan, and that's about it for debt. And so I don't have much going on right now, which is a good thing. It's just like it's been a while, and I've worked. I feel like I've done good, and I've had a little something happen. Good fortune. Well, mixed emotions on how I got a little bit of a windfall to help a little bit on that, but you know, um, it did help. So, uh, with that being said, I have a lot in mind. If you're going to the show or not going to the show, and you like to be on one night, tomorrow night is going to probably be some of the friends, the fellows of the channel. Um, I asked them since I've been gone for a couple of weeks. They've been chatting me up a little bit. And one last thing before I go, I told y'all people keep making fun of me for voting for Jeff Wilson for our Hall of Fame, right? The man can do anything. He makes a joke or something crossways, and it comes across every airway. People making all kinds of, you know, videos and everything else about it. Videos on the videos of the people making the videos. I've seen videos for 2 weeks now, and if anybody can't tell me, I don't think he's the GOAT, Eric. Eric from Carlos's show, not Eric those back pages. But I think he's the face that runs the place, and uh, you know, you could just see by his footprint at the National. Um, he is a buzz at every show he's at, right? And it's not always good. I do believe he's a grifter, and I've said that from the beginning. But there's a lot of grifters that we like out there. People here to make money and things like that. So I, we use these definitions like flippers sometimes, and we want to put a bad connotation on it when it's really not. It's somebody just making a quick buck when they can off of something, and that's how we always get money. If it's a dealer at a show, we don't get angry. But if it's somebody that buys a box and sells it at the show to the dealers or to somebody else, then they're flipping to get some. If you're flipping to get something else, I've heard that so much during COVID. Oh, I'm doing this to get this. Well, that's literally a flipper, right? Uh, you know, I rather hear the term flipper than investor. The investor term is overused, used wrongly, just poorly, and it's a quick buck to get to either get something bigger or to have cash in your pocket. But I've thrown out a lot of things, a lot of thoughts because for 2 weeks, I've missed you guys. I can tell you that I have missed. I've said it before. This YouTube thing has become a hobby in itself for me. I really enjoy it. I really like especially Sunday night. It's very, I think therapeutic is the term I'm looking for. It helps me, especially the bounce back, the openness that people have to. I feel that people have to talk with me, even on a chat or when I meet them in person. Um, is awesome, and there's no holding back. And I have a few friends, that'll text me or whatever, give me their thoughts. Carlos being one of them, that comes top of the head, and I love that. And I'm just happy to be back, happy to start. This is my first video for y'all on my refixed computer. I just had to change I updated hard drives and everything else to be better. And I'm thinking about getting another computer for just streaming, because I do play a lot of games and other things. Well, games and when I say other things, that sounds weird. Gaming and streaming on here, I probably need 2 separate systems for things. And I don't know how exactly I want to do that and how to set that up, but that's another story on a different day. But enjoying it, watching baseball, watch the games. WNBA started it, love that. NBA playoffs. I've even kind of not gotten in depth with it, but I work with guys that love it, and it seems like the games gotten a little bit better. Still, the NBA is not great for me to watch. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, my Caps choked in the second round to the Hurricanes. At least it's a local team, so it's fun to be with everybody around. People with the Hurricanes around here are fanatics, which is awesome, and they're not doing too well right now themselves. But that all being said, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for coming back and watching. Tomorrow night, Sunday, I hopefully have some fellas on with me. I'm off Monday, so it might be a longer show. And again, if you plan on going to the show or have thoughts about shows and you want to come on and talk, or if you got something else, because one of the things, and I kept thinking about this before I leave, one more thing. I've heard more stuff about people on YouTube this past 2 weeks in our community than about cards and things like that. Ray announced the Hall of Fame winners, and this is my first video since that. No thoughts on that. I didn't really see any feedback on that, and I think that's I think that should be the big thing that we do every year instead of the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's my thought. And I told Ray, anything I can do to help Ray in that football, baseball, I think he's talking about basketball now, I will do. I think it's an incredible thing. It's great hearing just more and more people are voting. But I think as a community, that's something we need to talk more and more about. I think there should be something like at the National where Ray could set up the Hall of Fame and have cards there. Not all the cards, but at least pictures or something to kind of, because I think this should be a thing. I do. I think it's a thing. The Hall of Fame has a okay baseball card layout now when you go there, but I think I really do. After I had him on and we talked about it and everything, I was like, this needs to be a bigger thing. And if I can help in any way with my tens and tens of people that watch this, then that'll be awesome. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for if you hit that like button and leave a comment below on any thoughts that you have, or tell me to stay away, whatever. Uh, you know, I'm good to be back, and and subscribe if you haven't. Thank y'all for not unsubscribing for while I was gone for 2 weeks. I was, my big thing is to see if I get my 10 viewers back, and it'd be great. So until next time, well, till tomorrow night, please come through, say hi. I know it's holiday weekend, pools are open, all that, but come by, say hi when you can, and until then, see ya.